Hey guys, my name is Ismail. Welcome to another Blender live stream, and today we are going to make this Nintendo Entertainment System, the classic NES. Yeah, so fire up your Blender application, and we can start this mess. Okay. So let's get the reference images right away to our application. And you can find these on Amazon, the reference images if you want them. So let's just drag them into our view here. Yeah, it's raining outside, so I'm not sure if you can hear me clearly, but I hope you can. Let's see, what can we need this here, this, and this, so we can start. We can go in the background and remove some of these images we don't need for now. Let's use this for now, just to get the shape down before we start. Okay, so again we're just using a cube, starting with a cube, just to get the shape down. So add a loop there, select the top vertices, scale them down. I'm not sure if, let me see. I think we can scale them like that. And for this bottom part, okay, we need a loop here as well. Select this bottom side. Okay, what's going on here? We need to pin this, scale this. You can see it is so. Okay, I also need to scale this in the Y direction like that. Something around there. So you see, if we just scale now, all the sides will be scaled equally. So we just want to scale in the, I think in the X direction like this. Okay, let me bring the mic closer because I think the rain is becoming louder. Okay, so we can scale this in the X directions around that, and we have our shape like that. So then we can start adding those details there. But before we do that, let's add a Boolean let's add a bevel modifier. So bevel, make sure to apply scale and rotation, and let's reduce the width around there, maybe used to segments, Also add a subdivision surface after the bevel. We can give it a smooth shading. Then I think we can add, what should we add? Let me see this shape here. I'm trying to see how we can get this shape. So I think if we added a loop here, Control B, then extrude inside, Alt S to scale. Yeah, Alt S to scale in along the normals. We would have that there. We can turn off flat shadings for now. I think we also need loops around here, so make sure this is a straight line. Add a loop here as well. Make sure this is a straight line as well. And then we can, let's see. I don't know if I should use a Boolean to cut this shape here, but I guess we can. Let's see, add a loop here. So for that, and add another loop around here, and make sure this is scaled in the X direction like that. Add a loop around there for that. So we have that, and we can insert this, then select this loop here. Let me zoom in a bit. Select this loop, then extrude Alt S to extrude in like that to have that shape. And then from there, let's see how we should approach this. You could just, so this loop here, we have a loop around there. Can also add another one around there, and maybe add another one around there. Let me subdivide this here. And so we have that. Can also scale this so that it's a straight line. Maybe add another loop around here. Let's first turn off subsurf here, and maybe turn off bevel as well. So we need to make this curve here. So let me curve here, so we can select that. Can turn off. So we just need to bevel this. Let's see if we select this loop here, Control B, Control Shift B, Okay, it doesn't give us a loop we want. You want this connected to that J, and we want also this connected to that with a J, and we want this here connected to that as well, and this connected to that. So now we just need to make them curved or rounded. So we can select this. Let's see if we subdivide. We subdivide this twice. We can grab this around there. Get this, subdivide, push it around there, and when we add the subsurf, it will make that rounded. I just didn't want to use booleans this time for this, so subdivide that, and let's move it like that. So we can join this to this, this to that, and join this and this, join this and this, to have something like that. So I think we can select this face, this entire loop, I think to the back there, and this part here, insert just a bit like that. So let's make sure that it's going all the way to the back like that, and then hello Gabriel, Gills, I have to try this. I love your channel. Yeah, man, thank you, man. Thank you. You should try it. It's always fun to do some projects, simple projects like this. You learn a lot of things. So yeah, I would recommend it. I would recommend you try it as well. So yeah, let's select this loop here. So and I think we can extrude like that, and then use Alt S to push this along the normals. So you can see, and you can see everything now is inserted like that. So if we turn on subsurf and turn on bevel, we have that. But because of the bevel settings we have, this edge is a little too sharp. So we need to change the bevel limit method to weight. So click on that, and now we can come in, go to vertex to edge mode, and select let's first turn off subsurf. Let me also make sure I'm saving. I'll create this NES. So this is a Nintendo Entertainment System. So Gabriel, have you done any interesting projects I can look at? Let's select these. We need to select this loop, this loop, this loop, this here. Let's turn on ambient occlusion just so we can see those creases better. Select that, this and this and that. Just select any edges that you want to make sharp, like that, that, I think, and that, and that, and that as well, and that. So there's still more. So then, because we have the limit method set to weight, we can hit Ctrl E and give these a bevel weight of 1. Now when we turn on the bevel, you can see it's only affecting those vertices we have given a bevel weight. Okay, this should not have a bevel weight. So Ctrl E, bevel weight, and reduce that up to 0. Ctrl E. Is this here that we want to have a bevel weight? This also needs a bevel weight. And let me turn back some music here. Again, give this a bevel weight. Ctrl E, bevel 1. Then we can turn on subsurf. And this also has to have a bevel weight. 1 like that. Same as this side. Ctrl E, bevel weight 1. Even the inserted vertices here, those inside vertices edges have to have a bevel weight like that. So if you pull this and pull this, let's see if we connect this to this now. This also has a bevel weight, should have a bevel weight like that. Let's see what is going on here. This loop here also needs a bevel weight. Turn on smooth shading. So I think this here also needs a bevel weight. Ctrl E, bevel weight 1. Think this side as well. So bevel weights are just a simple way of letting Blender know which parts should be sharp. So let's also select this corner, Ctrl B, Ctrl E, give it a bevel weight as well. Also this loop needs a bevel weight, and that. And if it's not sufficient like that, you can just add a loop to close to make it sharp like that. So I think we have the basic shape down. Now we need to add these details here. Just need to add some of those details and maybe clean up this mesh a bit. So I think we can subdivide this here. Subdivide. Get this loop to come around here. Then join this face, this vertex to that, and this to that, like that. And we can remove some of those edges, and I think this can be connected to this like this, and we're just cleaning up some parts now like that. Okay, so I'm just wondering, okay, this line here is not supposed to be, should not have a bevel weight, so Control B, and we have that. I think this loop here also, this needs to be straight. Can also add those two like that, so that we have a good curve here. I think we can also make this curve much better by pulling it out around like that. So this also needs to be a bevel weight, needs to be sharp, and we need to add a loop around there. Yeah, so I think that's good. That's good. Do we need another loop here? So that's what we have so far. Now let's add these top details. So those we can use a Boolean modifier. I think we can just add a cube like this and scale it in the Y direction like that. Let's bring it to the top around there and around here, and scale it I think they are something like that. Now we can select this, turn off subsurf for now, and then turn on, give it a Boolean modifier. We can move this Boolean up, then select this as the Boolean object, change to difference, and to see what we're doing, we can change, can go to the object data of this object and change to from texture to wireframe, so that we see what we're doing. Maybe we don't need it to be too close to the, I don't know how, if these are in the middle or if they are okay. Let's see. Let's see. So they start around here, so this is just going to be the gap, and we can add an array modifier in the Y direction. So increase the count. I think that's good enough. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be that big. Let me scale this. No, I think we need to increase the spacing between them, something like that. Let's increase the count again. I don't know how many are these. they're hard to count. So we have that. We can apply the Boolean, and then we can hide this object, and we can come in and start correcting some of these issues we have now. So go to the top. We can merge these vertices here. So scale them in the X direction, and then remove doubles. So we have something like that, and I think we can, let's see if we do this. This, we can join this to this, and this to this to this, and then join this to this to this. Just what we're doing here is just reducing the size of the n-gon that the Boolean created, and so that we reduce on the artifacts that n-gons usually bring to the mesh. So let's see, something like that. That, like that, and that, and then join these to that, and yeah, I think that's what we have so far. And if we turn on the subsurf, we get obviously that, and you can see now it's rounded, because for some reason when you apply booleans, they remove the bevel weights that you applied previously, and that's why we have everything carved off like this. So we need to reapply the boolean, the bevel weights, but before we do that, because we still need to make cuts here, we can let's see. I'm thinking if there was any other way of doing this without using booleans, because we have this massive n-gon that we have to deal with. So let's first undo this. Remove the booleans and hide this entire thing. So if we select this face, these two faces, hit and delete those two faces, let's first hide these bevels, the bevel weights, and this here, I think, and this we can delete as well. If we connect this face, let's turn off bevel modifier as well for now. If we connect this face, okay, we also have this here. We don't want that either. So if we connect this face, this edge to this to make that face there, I think we can insert that like that, and we can subdivide this. Can subdivide these two edges. Maybe let's move them inside a bit like that. We can subdivide these two faces a few times. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can only subdivide them 10 times. Then we can again select those edges, subdivide them again. Now let's make make sure we're not subdividing those, and this side here. So subdivide. Now we can, I think, select all the loops here up to, I think, somewhere here. So from here, actually we should have did it for this part as well, but I think let's first work on this side from around here to there. We can bevel these like that, and then maybe even give them a bevel weight of 1, then extrude the to the same level as our mesh. So we have those like that, and we also need, we can pull this face here and this face closer like this, then select these two, also extrude them like that. Also make sure that they are also given a bevel weight like that. And we need to do the same thing to this side. So we can select, let's first turn off these bevel weights again. I think for here we can just add a loop here and another one around here. Then we can select from there to there, Control B to bevel that, and we can select from that face to that face and delete those faces, and then connect this. Let's just merge that. Select this face, connect it to this here, then this here also we need a loop around there, connect that to that. So again, it will all depend on how detailed you want to be when making this, but because I'll be putting this up for sale on CG Trader, I want to be as detailed as I can, so this should be aligned like that. We also need to make this into a face. I'll also close that like that. Now we have this face here we don't need, so we can delete that, delete that, delete that. I think we can also delete that and this. So there are still a few issues that are coming up, but I think we'll fix them as we go. So we don't need that, we don't need that. let's turn on sub bevel and then subsurf to see what's going on. There are a few issues, but they're not really that bad. I think we need to merge these here. Center. You can also merge those to the center. You don't need that. Merge that to the last. Also, we can merge that to that. Merge to the last. And let's see, what does this loop do? We don't need this loop here, so we can delete that loop. Now we can merge this to this. And I think we can also merge that to that. Also merge this to that. We have this face here. We don't need that. Let's try removing doubles and see if we have any. Connect that to that. We have this face we don't need. So yeah, it's just a few things that you need to do to make this look better and well detailed. So I think we can merge this to that, and this to that, and pull this edge okay, what's going on here? What is going on here? There are a few things going on here that I don't quite understand yet, so let's see. Let's remove this face. Join these to that. Thank you to anyone who is watching and leaving a like. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask. So if we turn on bevel and subsurf, we have this. Now we just need to turn these here into, give them a bevel weight. So we can select, this first turn off this, select all the faces here at the top here. Then maybe this here, then Control plus, then everything, every edge that is selected can be turned into a bevel weight there. And when we turn on subsurf, you see what we have. So we need to do this for this as well. Minus this edge, then Control E, bevel weight 1. We need, let's see, why is this not sharp? Okay, before we look at that, let's bevel this, Control B. Wait. Let's first turn off these. You can select these edges, Control B, like that, then extrude them inside like that, and we will, and then we can select other faces that are going through here. I don't know which ones they are. I think they are these. Delete them. I also have this here. Delete that. I think we should delete this face as well, and this face as well, and you can join that and then close that off and that off like that. And maybe, okay, I'm not sure why this is not closed off like that. This needs to be joined, and this can also be joined to that like that. And this here, these loops here need to have a bevel weight like that, so that is sharp. And let's come this side, go to face mode, select this face, delete, select this face, delete, select these faces, delete faces, and let's select that, delete vertex, and we can join this to that, so we have that, and connect that. You can also face off this, and these need to be bevel weights, need to have a bevel weight like that. And now if we turn on bevel, we have that, and if we turn on subsurf, we have that. So we can add this, I think, kind of protrusion there. So we can add, I don't want to add loops that I don't need. Before we go to that, let's add these buttons here. Can just move this around here. Select these two vertices, subdivide them. Can bring this to around here. This and this. Select this. Subdivide. Control B to bevel that, and we can select B3. I'll Control B. Now we can join. Can just merge that to that. No, actually we can join that to that, join that to that. And you can select these faces, insert, pull them in a bit like that, and then extrude in. And we can grow this selection and set a bevel weight for those vertices or edges. I think we can give this a bevel weight as well. Control E, Control E, Control E, bevel weight. Same here, Control E, bevel weights. For this, we need to connect these this here. Maybe we should have a loop that's around there, and give these a bevel weight as well. Control E, bevel weight. For the buttons, we can just select the face, Shift D to duplicate them, then extrude like that. Before we do that, we can turn the pivot point to in video origins, scale the buttons down a bit, maybe even in the Z direction, and then extrude. We can grow that selection and then Control E, bevel weight, to make them sharp like that. So we have this. Okay, maybe we also need to add this power indicator, which is around here, so we can add a loop. Should we add a loop? I don't think we need to add a loop there. And before we do that, we can come in and create those input channels, or input whatever they're called. For those, we can create a plane, rotate 90 degrees. Let's first hide solely this. So this can be like this. We need a loop here. Need to extrude this and extrude this. Can delete this side. Get a mirror modifier. Mirror modifier. We need to bevel this. Control B to around there. Maybe push it out a bit. Control B. Control B. Control Shift B to bevel that. So we have something like that. And can extrude this and use it as a Boolean for that, to cut out a shape from this shape. But before we do that, we can select this face here. Let me see. Yeah, we can select this entire thing here and extrude that out a bit like that. And now we need to set these as bevel weights as well. Control B 1 like that. And just to make this more sharp, maybe we need a loop that goes like so, and another one around there like that. So let's turn off subsurf. Let's turn off the bevel modifier. Also, this should be mirrored in what axis? This axis, I think. Oh, it shouldn't be mirrored actually. It should use an array instead of a mirror, because they're all facing the same direction. Array. So it's around there. Can select this, turn on Boolean, select this difference. I think we can apply, and if we hide this, we have our shape like that. Now we can come in and start cleaning up these vertices. So can merge these to that, merge these to that, and then maybe join that to that. We don't need this edge loop or this face, so we can delete that, dissolve that edge loop, delete this face, dissolve that edge loop. This can be joined to that. We need these to be joined to that, and this to that. So just doing some cleanup work. We can also join this to this, join this to this, and join these two, join these two like that, and join these like that, like that. We can move this to this, join that to that. Let's see. I don't think we need, we can join this to that, or maybe just join these to those, something like that. And now we don't need these loops here, so we can merge this to this. Now let's see if we turn on subsurf, bevel and subsurf, we have that. Let's first turn off this again. So we can add a loop here, join that to that, this to this. You also don't need those two, so we can merge that to that, this to this. So it's a lot of repetitive work to get such small details, and I know it can get tiresome and repetitive, but if you want good details, you have to put in the time. Now let's see. We have that. We just need to give these bevel weights. And because we used the Boolean, now all the bevel weights we had added previously have been removed, of course. So let's redo this. Bevel weights 1. You know what, this is going to be quite repetitive, and we have already done that work. So I'm going to end the stream right now and go in and start marking seams, marking bevel weights, just to make those edges sharp, like that. Make them sharp again. And maybe clean up the mesh a bit as well. Remove unnecessary loops that you have, or edges that we have, to reduce the edge count, the vertex count, or the polygon count. Yeah, so thank you guys, and everyone who left a like. Yeah, so see you in the next video.